I think when we first did it, I believe the Drive was hosting our Green Monster Mash, which is our Halloween event.
Yeah.
And then instead of going to that, we had a couple of friends that went to stand up in downtown Greenville.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that was that was a jam-packed day for me. But
Yeah.
it was fun.
You had a busy time.
Yeah, very busy time.
How was the stand-up?
It was good. It was improv. We went with
okay.
We went with Cross and his girlfriend Kate.
Yeah.
But it was a good time. I would go back. I think they do a couple different variations of comedy. I think Friday night is their main improv night. So.
Is it a few different groups, I guess, that come and do it?
Yeah, I think they do different people from across the state. I know when we went, they had a girl come in that was a historian and told urban legends of South Carolina, which made sense with it being Halloween.
Yeah.
And then they improv'd off of that, which was pretty good, I thought.
That's pretty interesting.
I love to go where they ask the crowd directly.
Yeah.
I think you, depending on the crowd, you can get some.
I think you get some rowdy answers.
Absolutely. So.
I don't know. The history one would be pretty. That'd be pretty interesting to watch, especially urban legends.
There was a couple I knew about. There was a couple I learned.
What was the few you didn't know about?
More around the Charleston. Obviously Charleston's known for its hauntings.
Yeah.
But I didn't know specifically the stories. I knew some of the upstate ones that they did. They did one about the bridge near North Greenville.
I got no idea.
Yeah, there's a
I'm interested.
I forget. I blank on the name of it now, but
have to go back again this year.
Have to go back, yeah. But
they got you
exactly. So.
Oh no, that's some. Are you a big ghost person or no?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
believing in it all, or
yeah, I think I have a story if you want to hear it.
Yeah, let's do it.
But I think being a believer in Christ, I think with what the Bible talks about, Ghost, I don't believe in, because I think Ghost is more of a Halloween costume and but when you start getting into spirits and demons and such that's talked about in the Bible. So if you believe the Bible, then you believe that. But I think I saw one when I was back in elementary school. I woke up and I knew I had a dream prior, so I knew I was awake. I wasn't in a dream, but it was about 3 o'clock, and I looked to my right. Everything pitch black except for the natural moonlight that was coming in to my left. So on the wall on the right, and it was in front of a china cabinet with a mirror, and whatever it was solid black, standing in front of the mirror. But where I was I wasn't in line with it, so I could tell it wasn't I couldn't see through it. But
so there was a silhouette there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was 10 at the time, so it was probably, I'm 5'11", so it was probably that height at the time.
Yeah, a grown man, size.
But it had long hair, so I was it's probably a woman. But I couldn't see any facial features.
But you just kind of make the outline that it was a human shape.
The only thing I knew was bloodshot red eyes that were looking back at me. That's what I saw.
Oh, that's terrifying.
And
that was the detail I was waiting on. Something. I was the silhouette in itself.
Yeah, but I don't know if frozen in fear was the right term, but I was trying to, even at that age, I was trying to figure out what I was looking at.
What was happening. Yeah.
And then I realized this isn't no one I knew, not a person.
Yeah.
And I somehow went back to sleep.
You just fell right back to sleep?
I wouldn't say I fell right back to sleep, but I was I'm not going back. I went under the covers. I wasn't going back over until there's sunlight, and luckily I was able to sleep.
It's a fairly smart move, why not do? No, I'm not going to test it and keep investigating.
That's my paranormal story.
That's interesting. Is there anything around you that would have been
at my parents' house, which this took place in, The people that lived in it before were in the medical field. I think I think the woman was a doctor or a nurse, but the only thing I could come up with was like something horrific happened and like surgery or
one of the patients or something died or something like that.
That's the only thing, because there's nothing, no Indian burial ground or anything like that around that neighborhood. So. But that was the only time I've ever seen anything like it.
Was it like did you feel like its presence there? Or was it more just like fear?
No, I mean, it was more fear once I realized this wasn't normal.
This wasn't just like shadow.
Mm-hmm. Huh. So, but yeah, that's my paranormal story.
That's interesting. It's I don't think I've ever had a experience quite like that. There's definitely been moments where you feel like a presence. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's pretty common. I don't know if that's like a human.
Or you think you hear things sometimes too.
Sure.
And that's just like the house is old and it just creaks, and then
or
like, there's more reasonable explanations than you think there are, but there's sometimes where it's very hard to like come up with a reasonable explanation, even if there is one. It's like it would have to be like a very like only happens in certain elements and stuff, like weather related or something. So
I don't know. Once you get to like the late fall, winter time.
Right. I was a big Ghost Adventures fan growing up. I'll still watch it. It's not the same as it was, but I love some Ghost Adventures. So
it is an interesting thing that there is no real explanation to, which I think draws a lot of people. They get intrigued by it because like it's one of those things: is it real? Is it not real? And you can kind of argue it back and forth. So yeah, I can I get it. I'm very avoidance to it personally.
I don't blame you.
I don't have a like interest to go out and find it.
Yeah.
But it is intriguing whenever someone's like, "Well, I have a story about it," because I'm like, "Huh."
But I think
it's unique.
I love some good Halloween like scary movies. And I might, not saying I want to go out and find it either, but I think just like it's intriguing. It's like window shopping. Like you're not going to buy it, but you don't mind like looking and seeing.
I'll do like a glance, but I'm not.
So
I'm not picking it up.
You'd be surprised. There are a lot of people that we know are more into it than you think. And I don't know. I've always found it at least intriguing.
Yeah, I don't see any point of not being intrigued by it. Because either way, it's a great story.
Yeah.
Like regardless, especially when you get into like the Halloween time or whatever, it's a fun thing to have.
Because we'll have, we're about to be in August here on Saturday.
Isn't that wild? I don't know about you, but
and then we'll be in fall before you know it, and then football season, and then Halloween will be here. I mean, it's coming up quick.
It's going very fast.
Yes.
Are you a big Halloween? Has Halloween normally been like a big holiday for you?
I mean, Christmas.
Some people are very avoidant.
Christmas is my favorite.
Hard to beat.
But I mean, if you're asking me favorite time of year when it comes to movies, that's more of an argument I can make. I could make an argument that Halloween movies could be number one above Christmas movies. I think depending on what you classify as a Halloween movie. Because Christmas is more like what Christmas movies are.
Sure.
But like Halloween, like do you consider that to be like scary? Do you consider it to be that thrilling? Do you consider it to be that like
what type of genre it's falling into? I think
so.
What would be then your top? What would be your Halloween top 3 that are like setting this bar high that they're trumping Christmas movies?
Any of the Halloween movies.
Those are all good, except the second one or the third one. I believe the one where it has the mask.
Once you start getting to the middle of that,
it's a little rough.
It's rough, but those. I mean, anything with Jason Voorhees, anything with like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, those I mean, I think obviously if you like scary movies, but it kind of gets you in.
That's a big caveat.
But it also gets you in the mood for like Halloween too. Like just plus you can, light candles and it's 6 o'clock and it's pitch black outside already. So I mean,
yeah, it's a double-edged sword there.
Yeah, and I think like Kylie, my girlfriend, loves them too. So I think it's easy to kind of just go into that and enjoy it. And then I don't know if she would put Halloween above Christmas movies, but I think there's at least an argument to be made. I'm not saying they are, but I think you could at least like really sit down and think about.
I'd say for seasonal movies, those are your two biggest. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many other holidays they're getting their own. I think you have like Peanuts, like Charlie Brown, Thanksgiving. But
right.
Outside of that, I can't think of.
No, I would say later in the year you kind of start getting the more seasonal / theme movies like that. So
I would. I don't know. I don't think I could completely. I think Christmas movies are just an all-time. It's very hard to beat because you have so many that it can like everyone in the family can watch versus like a Halloween movie. You have like you can watch like a Hubie Halloween,
right?
That's crowd pleaser. It's fun for everybody. But when you go to like slashers, that's not really like.
And again, I think it comes back to what you classify as Halloween. Like Hocus Pocus to me is like probably family friendly wise, like up there as the number one.
That's a very good movie.
And like you can like the Charlie Brown series, the Halloween version is good.
Can't go wrong with those.
I mean, I think, and I agree with you in the sense of like depending on like the slasher movies and such. Like
slashers are good. I'm not.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah.
It's just versatility. Christmas has a lot of.
Oh sure.
Because you now have like parodies of movies that are like horror, like Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Like Krampus. That's a
right.
It's a horror Christmas movie. It's pretty good. So the only fun part is it's Halloween, and something about it having that creepy factor on top of watching a scary movie is just I don't know. It adds to the drama going on.
I agree. I mean that's So.
That's the only time. But I don't think Easter has tough competition on
Easter,
either of them.
You don't have any St. Patrick's Day movies. You're not going to have any.
No, I can't think of
like July 4th. Like July 4th, the really only movie I could be like, that's a good 4th of July movie is The Sandlot. I think that's the only one that I could really make a.
When's Jaws supposed to be? Is that not supposed to be like?
Is it more of a summer?
Just summer in general.
It's just a summer, yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be around like 4th of July weekend, something along. It'll probably be earlier because they're opening the beach. Whatever. Nonsense, but overall, seasonal movies I think are pretty up there. I'd have to give it. I just can't agree with you that Halloween is the.
Well, and I'm not saying Halloween is definitely better. I'm just saying you can at least like I would hear an argument made. I would at least hear that
because you wouldn't shut them down immediately.
No, I think in like if you go all slasher movies, then I would say no. If you go all, family friendly, no. But if you can mix the two in a way that
if you can create your own blend,
yeah, then I can be like, okay, I'll hear you out.
I can kind of agree with that. I got on.
But like you said earlier, I think it's easier to kind of put a list of these are definitely Christmas movies. No questions asked.
Yeah, there's just a lot of Christmas movies that I enjoy a lot more than like Halloween horror movies, except for The Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors. I don't know if you watched that or not.
I have,
but those are some of my favorite cartoons that probably I only watch whenever, like in October.
Right.
Just turn them on pretty much nonstop because those are hilarious. But there's definitely good movies.
Yeah.
It's like The Grinch. You can't really. You got 3 different versions of that are all top in their own respective ways. So it's a tough one. But with that, we can now transition.
I love great transition. Man.
Sorry to derail, but I kind of got you piqued my interest, and then
Hey, all good, man.
couldn't really avoid that. So I will give you a cheers now. Before I forget this.
Cheers, my friend.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you for doing this again. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me back.
But today we were not supposed to talk about horror movies and scary things at all, but yet here we are. Something else will probably come up along the way as well. But
It's okay.
cross that bridge when we get there. But today we were going to talk about the grand old golf trip that you are the sole inventor, or I'm pretty sure sole inventor of. And so I think first off, the clear sponsorship here from the grand trip.
You want to give the camera a little bit better?
Yeah, you can give them a little. Yeah, you want to give them a little close up here.
So, here we have the hats.
Yeah.
With the primary logo on the front and our secondary logo on the side, which I'll get into the significance of that, I'm sure, in the conversation.
They're like mesh or.
So this one is they're both Richardsons. This is the 112. This is by far their most popular hat style that they have. This one is a more breathable, kind of like you would wear on the golf course itself. So I have koozie with same logos on each side.
Little chip.
We have poker chip, same thing on both sides, and a Titleist Pro V1 golf ball, which every person going on the trip will get. It's got the American flag on the front, and it says Grand Old Golf Trip 2026 on the side. So
I like that. Oh, I didn't even notice the what's the, I don't know what the material is, but
the rope.
The little rope. I guess that's a very great way of describing that.
Ropes coming back in, man.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. It's a nice little touch. I don't know how I can pick up, but it's like a little navy.
Yeah.
Navy rope.
It was the closest I could match. I didn't want to go white on white. I just didn't think that looked good, to be honest with you. But I wanted to try to.
I like the breakup in color. That's a little bit of something to it. While also keeping that kind of nice, classy look.
Right.
Now, these are this year's or?
These are all this year.
This year. So this is
the
this
first year that I've done any form of gift for those coming. Well, that's not true. I've done the golf ball each year, but that's been the only thing. This is kind of the first year we've gone all out with gifts.
Committed.
So each person going on the trip will be able to get either or of these hats. Everyone will get a koozie, a chip, and a golf ball. So I wanted to make sure that this was more than just a golf trip, obviously, that this was an experience that everyone could enjoy, and we'll have some collectibles to kind of reminisce on the trip itself going forward.
Oh yeah.
So
I think they're very cool. I think also you want to give like a little short synopsis of why you started or what gave you the idea to do this in the first place.
Yeah.
Just in case no one.
So I started playing golf consistently in March of 2020, which, for those who remember, is when COVID really picked up here in the United States.
Don't know how you forgot. Surprise.
Hey, it's been almost
6 years.
It's been over half a decade.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But with everything closing down, especially in the sports realm, one thing that you could still go and do is play golf, because you were already social distancing anyway with golf carts and
hitting my ball in the forest, and
for those who do that. And one thing that stayed open was the golf range in downtown Travelers Rest, which I took an old set of my dad's clubs, kind of mix match different irons and drivers and putters and such, and I would go there every day for 2 or 3 months straight, except on like the weekends. So like from March until like May or June, I would go every day and just hit and keep hitting and keep hitting. And then I got the idea that, and for those who don't know, you can go to any public golf course and go chip and putt for free. You can go there and do it for free. You don't have to pay anything. Take 3 golf balls, take whatever club you chip with in your putter, and you can do it for, I did it anywhere between 30 minutes and an hour, but realistically you can do it as long as you want. And I went and chipped and putted up at Paris Mountain, which I'm a member still to this day.
Yeah.
But started playing golf, and I got, consistently shooting in like the 90s, and then I finally broke 90 into the 80s. And my dad, I would play a lot with on the golf course, and I got to be introduced to a bunch of different golf courses here, not only in the upstate, but in the low country in western North Carolina, going into Georgia. I got to experience a lot of really cool golf courses, and I want to say it was 2022 that my dad and his group of friends would always do an annual golf trip, and as they got older, they kind of like missed a year or two, and then would eventually do it, and they would try to. It got to a point where they would do one in the spring and do one in the fall. But I got invited on my first golf trip with them, and for those who have never been on a golf trip, as you get older, I don't think there's anything better, honestly. Like, I think when you think of golf trip, you just think of the golf itself, and that's not the case at all. It's only a small sample size of what you do on the golf trip. I'll get into more of the details of what we're going to be doing, but I think us hanging out the night before and the night of when we play is going to be honestly the best times, because you're going to be able to reminisce and also create new memories. But I got consistently invited back to go play. We do it in the fall and do it in the spring of 23, and then I think we ended up doing the spring of 24. And then I would say it started on the trip with my dad's friends in the spring of 24 that I got to do this with my people. I got to introduce them to like something that we can do from now until whenever.
That's when the idea like formulated.
Yeah,
like, kind of light bulb.
I would say spring of 24 is when the idea really came about, and so we did our first trip. The first trip was going to be in the spring, but that's when I got hired on full time at the Drive, and we had to push it back until the off season, the fall of 24, and it was the first weekend in October of that year, and the initial plan was to go up to Lake Lure, North Carolina, and play up at Rumbling Bald, have dinner at their little restaurant on the golf course, and then stay in a cabin either on the golf course or right nearby. Yeah. What if you happen to forget this as well? Exactly 1 week before we were supposed to go up there, Hurricane Helene came through and completely ravaged western North Carolina and completely devastated both Chimney Rock and then what would lead into Lake Lure. So, you couldn't get up there even if we wanted to. Even if the golf course was open, like you couldn't drive up there. So we had to quickly switch plans a week before, and we ended up going to Paris Mountain, where they didn't even have power. You had to pay with cash if you went up there, but you can go play. And we did that. And I remember just the overall joy that we all found, and like there was a point where we didn't think it was going to happen, but working through the different ideas, and then eventually coming up with the plan to play at Paris Mountain, where we did the dinner the night before at Shortfields, and then we played that morning on Saturday, and then we came back to my house and watched our college football, which the thing I remember the most is that was the Saturday that Vanderbilt beat Alabama, and there was a play in which Vanderbilt went for it, I believe on fourth down from right near their 50, and they threw a bomb for a touchdown, and the whole house exploded, because that's kind of when you realize like
it's gonna happen.
Yes, pretty much. And I just remember like taking that in, like this has got to happen every year if I can make it happen. But that's kind of how the idea came about, and now this is our third year of doing this, coming up in October of this year, and it's just going to be a really cool opportunity to have. We've had about 10, 11 guys in the first 2 years.
Yep.
and now to have 16 of us going up to the Rock in Pickens, South Carolina, it's going to be a blast. I'm really looking forward to it.
I think it's going to be a very fun time. I'm glad you have taken this initiative to make everything come together. It's a very cool thing to do. I think I've brought it up multiple times, but bringing everyone together is a hard thing to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
So having the golf piece
right.
to make it, to have it centered on it's important, and I'm sure some of the guys that are shooting for the MVP or the green jacket are really looking forward to that. Personally, I'm there for everything but the golf, but I'm there to have a fun time.
And I think with one thing I've learned about taking initiative and like planning this out is for this to happen, for this to come to fruition and come to like what I think it should be. I've always told people like, and this goes for all plans, like if you don't plan it, it won't happen. And whether this is the right or wrong way to look at it, like I've tried to be obsessive with this because I want to make sure like everyone's accounted for, especially like when it comes to dinner. Because what people don't realize is, you can invite the people you want to come on the trip with. You can make the tee times. You can tell them where they're playing, and then you go play. But what you don't take into account is, okay, what are we going to do for dinner the night before? Where are we staying? What are we going to do for lunch after the round? What are we going to do for dinner the night after the round? Who all is come, or if someone can't come, okay, how do you how do you kind of shift plans with the teams? How do you make sure everyone's got food? How do you all these different ideas and perspectives that you kind of have to make sure like everyone's accounted for, and then at the end of the day, I've tried to make sure like I've over communicate plans.
Well, I think it's fun every time you can count on like getting a text on the, I don't think it's like monthly or so.
I send a text out to the group chat the 23rd of every month because that's exactly 1 month, or exactly whatever month before, because the trip is October 23rd through the 25th. So every 23rd of the month, you're going to get a text. And sometimes it's not, it's just like a check-in, just like, hey, no, nothing's changed, but just, letting you know we're this month. And then I think when I send it out in August 23rd, I'm going to start finding out who can play on that Friday, because some people have expressed interest in playing on that Friday. And, I want to make sure, like, if they want to play, like, I may not even play the Friday. I just may make the tee times for them and let them go, and then I'll set everything up, because we're staying in condos along the 9th hole fairway at the Rock, which is another really cool thing that I think people are going to love. And then, just like I said, over communicating plans, like, and it's hard because getting everyone together in this point of our lives is very tricky. I think back in high school, like, you may have needed at most a week's notice to do something like this. Just because there was no job, full-time job.
Not a ton of obstacles to overcome.
Most of us was still single at the time, so you didn't have to ask permission from anybody. Like, we went to Myrtle Beach, and we played at Blackmore last year for the 2nd annual Grand Ole Golf Trip, and I think making people, like, obviously people have to travel down, and making sure people are okay with that, and trying to take care of all the financials that I can, just to make it, I don't want someone to say I can't go because of a financial reason. I think that should not have to be encountered. If there's a way I can help out with that, I'm more than happy to. And I know that there's multiple people within the trip that's going have said the same thing with different people and perspectives. So like going down there, like, and Matt Carini, who's going on the trip, allowed us to stay in his house, so we didn't have to pay for an Airbnb or anything like that, which was nice. So, and then like, I'll cook the Saturday night. I think we're going to cater in food from Harvey's restaurant, which is on Whitehampton. This will be lasagna. It'll be the best lasagna you've ever had in your life, I think, because it's like
I'm pumped.
so. I think overall, just making sure people are accounted for, and then, like I said, I sent out the very first text for the 2026 Grand Ole Golf trip in November of last year. So 1 month after we were done with the 25 trip, I was already thinking about the 26 trip, because this October is a very busy month with, you have birthdays, you have weddings, you have anniversaries. I know you'll have an anniversary in October.
We'll be September. My sister's getting married in October, though.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Well,
yeah. We'll have a busy time.
But overall, like, trying to find a weekend, really finding 3 days
is
difficult. But being able to kind of talk with everyone, like, hey, this is the days I'm thinking. How do you feel about it? And everyone said they were good, and it will probably change as far as time of the month when it comes to October. Like, it may be earlier in the month, it may be like later in the month. It just depends on, different perspectives and what people have going on. But over communicating is the biggest thing I try to do with this trip, and then obviously giving people enough time to kind of set their plans for October and the trip and traveling and stuff like that. So,
no, I think you do a great job of it. I've really enjoyed that I get to be a part of it, and it's very clear how passionate you are about this. And I think that makes it really special for everyone that's like, it's getting to come on and do this and be a part of it. It's also cool that it's a lot of us that either haven't really hung out for some time now, or maybe only seen each other in passing for a short time. So
I have been able
cool
to, connect with Luke Vernon a lot through this, because I had not talked with Luke, on a consistent basis since high school in 2019.
Really?
And I've got to play golf with him a few times now, and we talk on a pretty regular basis when it comes to, like, not only just golf but different things. And I mean, that's just kind of the things that have made me the happiest, like reconnecting with old friends. And like, you'll probably see people you haven't talked to since that point. And like I said, the night before, when we're all sitting around eating and talking and having a good time, like that's what's going to make me the happiest, because it's going to be like, people are able to reminisce and reconnect with old friends, and you never know what that can lead to. And I just try to make sure, like, everyone that's going is going to be loved and appreciated, and everyone can obviously have a good time out on the golf course and then after and everything. So no, I'm very happy with how everything's come about, not only this year but in years past, and I obviously will continue to do this. I hope to have more people. I mean, I would invite.
How big would you make it?
I think if I had to say how many people I would invite in 27, anywhere between 24 and 30.
It's quite a lot. That is.
And not everyone would be able to make it. But if you had that number, and then, like, if you got down to, like...
I'd imagine if you invite 30, you'd probably get 20, 24, somewhere in there.
Yeah. So, I mean, and of course that comes with, like, can you make enough tee times, and can you make sure, like, you have a house, if you need a house that can accompany everybody, or if you have, like... One other thing I try to do with this trip is try to spread it out. Like, 1 year we'll do mountain golf, or in the upstate.
Right.
And then the next year we'll do coastal golf. So, like, going to Myrtle Beach and staying at Mac's house was very convenient for everybody. And, like, I think next year we would go to Charleston. Kylie's dad is the women's golf coach at the College of Charleston. And their home golf course is Stono Ferry.
Did you get some tips from him while you're...
We played last Christmas, and, like, he was a little wary off the tee box. if he had to make a par putt more than 10 feet, he made it. There were no questions, and it was just like, I wish I could do that consistently. Because I feel confident I could two putt pretty well, but like if I need to make a 10 to 20 foot putt, like I may make like a fourth of them. You know what I mean? So he made.
No,
I think
I'm not even close.
he may have missed one or two out of
That's impressive.
like the dozen he had. It was just like, dang it.
Rough day hanging out with him.
But Stono Fair I think is going to be next year's location, and it would be in October, and the dates and stuff I would have to figure out. But like I would include everyone that's going on this trip. Drew Harshbarger, who was the inaugural MVP, and then
Could have a comeback tour.
he's about to have a kid.
Congrats to him.
His kid, the due date is a week before this year's trip, so he will not
Probably
be joining
not, yeah.
us.
Might be a little more pressing.
And then Dylan DeCoste, has been on the first two trips, is not able to make it this year. So they will be invited back, which now makes it 18. And then you just got to find
What were you like?
a dozen more.
Like, dang, already halfway to 30, might as well.
Yeah. And I've already had people ask, like, hey, is there a way I can be a part of this? And like, yeah, just let me let's get through this year, and then I'll find out.
See what we can make happen.
Exactly. So I mean, 30 is very bold, but
I think getting 30, I think what you're saying of invite 30 and you're probably going to get 20.
I mean, you'll get plenty of people for sure.
I would imagine.
So, but trying to
I will say I think everyone will try to make their weekend free for this. So
right.
I will say people will probably try to make it happen.
I think splitting up between mountain golf and coastal golf also gives you a different change of scenery.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know how many people go to Charleston. You would think people go often, but some people don't. And it may be like their first time in a while. Like
yeah,
and like I have a vision of what locations would look like for the next 5 to 10 years, and of course that can change. But like I want to make sure like you give people an opportunity to play. Like the Rock is a public golf. It's not like we're going to Augusta, but
right.
like I want to make sure like people play respectable golf courses, and it's not really even about the golf course like the conditions. It's just about getting out there and having a good time. Like like some golf courses will be better than others, but I mean, as long as people have a good time, that's all that matters.
That's what commonly affects my game. It's the golf course conditions. It has nothing to do with my skill at all. That's never been the issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the clubs and the golf course
Right.
that were the problem. That's 100% it. So, I think, yeah. Tee times would get a little tricky, though, if you get 30 people.
Because right now we have, with 16 of us going this year, we have 4 tee times. So that takes up like the 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. slots pretty much. Like that whole hour is just going to be us, which is, I think, pretty cool.
I think that's nice, though.
We have 4 groups of 4, so we'll do captain's choice, and then I'm sure we'll get into like the MVP stuff and all that here soon.
Yeah.
But the teams will be picked randomly. Like Sean Forrester is the team captain of Team 1, and he's already picked his team because he won the Masters Fantasy, so he was able to pick his team.
Yeah, something that you set up during the Masters.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so you set it up where we all did the fantasy golf. I think it's fantasy golf.
Yeah.
And you select 2 players. Then he won that.
No, he ran away with it.
Yeah, it was not close, unfortunately.
He was the only person to pick Patrick Reed, and that proved to be crucial in his victory because he played very well that weekend. So.
You want to go over his? You want to hit on who's on his team?
Yeah, so Sean Forrester, first year on the Grand Ole Golf Trip, will be team captain. He handpicked his team, which consists of Macarini, who will be he's been on all the golf trips so far. The glue guy, as Sean Forrester calls him.
You need one of those.
And then Graham Burton, also his 3rd year on the Grand Ole Golf Trip. And then first year player Luke Vernon will be on the golf trip as well. So,
Quite a team.
It's a solid team. It's going to be hard to beat, and you know, I want to make sure, obviously, like, he won fair and square the fantasy, so I have no problem with who he picked. I just think the other teams need to be, favorable in the sense of, like, they feel like they have a chance to compete and win. Because, I mean, it comes down, it's not just one person, it's a team effort. And, I think the winning score is going to be around 6 to 8 under par, is my guess. Maybe higher, depending on how everyone plays, but. It's going to be a formidable team, and I think we'll have our work cut out for us against Team Sean Forrester. So
It'll be a uphill battle for everyone. Mm-hmm. How are the other team captains getting selected?
So during the dinner on the 23rd, which is the night before we play, while we're all together, Mel Norton, who will be joining us, but despises golf, hates the golf with a passion. He went out once. He played at the Rock, which is hilarious to me. He tried to kill me on the golf cart too, which I can touch later on.
Can hit on that.
He tried to kill me. We were going down. For those who have played the Rock, hole number 7, which if you play the black tees, you have to go up a hill, and it's kind of on like an island by itself, and you come back down a steep hill and then get back on the golf cart path. Mm-hmm. It had just rained, and he decided to just gun it down the hill, and then tried to Tokyo drift, and if we would have tipped, he would have hit the pavement first, and then I would have fallen on top of him. But he was able to save it, and to this day, he's like, "I saved your life." I was like, "You tried to kill us. That's what happened."
At the same time, he almost took my life, so
yep,
whatever.
But even though he will not be playing, he will have a very crucial role in all this because he will be handpicking the teams, both team captains and teams, from names out of a hat. And I did that just to include him and to make sure, like, there's no way, like, you can, deliberately stack teams that way. Like, it can be done.
I thought you were going to do the old, like, snake draft.
I want to make sure I included Mel. I thought that was important, yeah. And obviously he will be there and not playing, and I just want to make sure he's involved. So, but that's how the other teams will be picked, and I think it'll be a cool moment when that's happening, and be like, oh,
fate is going to decide a lot.
Fate will decide. Pieces of paper will be dictating how the golf trip, golf-wise, ends up.
It's like a sorting hat.
Yep, pretty much.
That's what's happening. It is going to be I'm very curious now to see who it's going to end up on everyone. Yeah. At least there's handicaps in golf. That is the nice part.
And I wanted to make sure, like, how we have dictated everything is like, I'm being a little assuming with golf handicaps because some people have played more than others and some are better than others, and I've obviously, like, in a team set, it matters, but it doesn't in a way, because, like, you can hit your drive 300 yards and hit your irons all you want, but if you can't chip and putt, it will not matter. And I've told everyone who has not consistently played or, like, doesn't feel like they're, gonna shoot, break 70 or not 70, break 80. Like, I've told them, like, I promise you, if you go take 30 minutes, you don't even have to leave the house. Like, take 30 minutes, go in your backyard and chip and putt a little bit. I promise you, you will have more of an impact than you'll ever know on the trip. No matter what team you're on, no matter what the situation is, like, if you can chip well and if you can make putts that matter, it will mean more than hitting your drive 300 yards and hitting your irons well. So I've told people that, and I hope they listen because I think, I've worked on chipping and putting more than anything else in my young golf career. So I've tried to make sure, like, if I can at least keep my drives and my iron shots, in play, then I will have a chance to shoot well, even if, like, I'm off by 10 yards left, 20 yards right, whatever the case is. So, but yes, trying to, choose MVP odds and, like, stuff like that, and like the power rankings too. It's like, you start playing with people on the golf trip. So like yourself, Sean Forrester, Sean David. I believe that's it. I have not played with those three people, so we'll have to get out and play.
We can go play. It'll be the longest game you've
That's
ever
okay.
played.
Hey, listen again.
I'm there to see the whole course.
You're here to get a layout of the land.
Yeah,
I got you.
I want to see everything that they put in.
I want to make sure I play with them before we play in October, because I think that's
going to be a big factor.
It'll be a big factor, and
I think Sean David's going to be pretty high up there on the.
Sean David, he's been going back and forth in the power rankings, but I will be surprised if I would not be surprised if he runs away with it. I just won't.
I would say he's probably what. Well, let's go over the power rankings.
Yeah.
Real quick. What's the power rankings as of
this moment?
This moment in time.
Today's July 30th.
Yep.
For those who don't know. So we did power rankings a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Let's see.
I believe Mac made a massive jump.
So Mac played. We played mini golf when I went down for vacation, and I got to see
it in action.
Mm-hmm. So power rankings as of now. This is as of July 20th. Going in order. Luke Vernon is number 1 currently. Myself, Carter Vickers number 2. Graham Burton number 3. Sean David League number 4. Josh Wells number 5. Cross Powell number 6, Ashton Hawkins number 7, Gant Connor number 8, Josh Gibson number 9, Jake Gibson number 10, Christian Short number 11, Hunter Cackley number 12, Mac Reaney number 13, Evans Caps number 14, Sean Forster number 15, and Dylan Mathis at 16.
I think it's a respectable spot for myself personally.
And really, it's funny because the top 5 have been shifting and the bottom 5 have shifted, but the middle's kind of stayed the same, kind of middle of the pack. So I'm going to be interested to see.
I think that middle is going to make a very big difference.
I think so too, and I think obviously it'll depend on whose team, but, can you be playing your best golf going in? Because, just to be honest, I think as of now, I'm playing the best golf I've ever played. I feel pretty good about where I'm at. Of course, there's still 2 months or so that can change. But, I want the trip will be fun. But if you can make the golf, if you're looking to score well, you want the round to be as boring as possible. Like hit your drive, hit a good iron shot into the middle of the green, and then 2-putt for par and get out. And then make a birdie or 2 on a par 5 if you can. But like hitting your greens and giving yourself favorable putts even if they don't go in. Like, if you can be that boring, you'll shoot well. Where it gets fun is where you hit your driver left and you stay just in play, and then you hit your second shot, just off the green, and then like you chip almost in for par, or in for birdie, but it goes past 10 feet, and then you putt back and you make bogey. So, like, if you can make the round as boring as possible, you'll shoot well. But, I think everyone's at a different level.
Skill level is still a pretty big gap.
And, of course, golf's a mental game as well. So, if you can just have good vibes out there and, know your strength, especially in a team environment, like, if you go into, like, well, I probably won't be able to contribute much with the driver or the irons, but if I can, chip well and get us, like, I would, like, gimme pars or gimme birdies or stuff like that, then that's what I'll, try to focus on the most. Or, like, if you think, like, oh, well, I'm hitting my irons pretty well, so if I can get us onto the green with, a greening regulation, then that will be the key. Because everyone will have kind of strengths and weaknesses on each team, and it's important to kind of play as a team and then, like, know what your strengths are. So, yeah, I think...
For the team aspect, I'm taking it everyone plays their own ball? Or are you playing, like, best ball?
So you play... with captain's choice, like you take the best shot. So, like for instance, on the first hole, everyone will hit the same tee shot.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say, for sake of argument, like I hit the best drive out of our team, so we would all hit from where I ended up. So that'd be our second shot, and then we all hit. Let's say it's a par 4. So we hit our second shot, going towards the green. And for sake of argument, let's say you hit yours in the middle of the green and everyone else misses the green. So we'll take your shot. So everyone putts from the same position. So now you're putting for birdie. And let's say you end up making the birdie putt. So now we're made a birdie, we move on. And then you just kind of play like that for the whole round. So you play the best hit ball.
The best ball every time. Every time. Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
I think
I'll tell you otherwise.
If everyone feels comfortable in the future, I mean, there's so many different ways you can play. Like you can do a Texas scramble. What a Texas scramble is, you take the best tee shot. So we do what I just said.
Yeah, but it's only the tee shot.
Only the tee shot, and then you play your own ball. So like that way, if everyone feels comfortable with their game, like that's going to guarantee you a good second shot. Maybe not the best second shot, but it's going to guarantee like someone's going to hit something that's favorable
for people.
Yeah, and then like everyone plays their own ball from that point. So like I could make par, you can make birdies, someone else can make bogey.
I feel like the best ball pretty levels it out. Everyone still gets to play.
It does,
but it's like,
and you feel like you can contribute more, especially that way. Like if you did best ball is technically like you play your own ball, but you take the best score.
Oh, okay.
So like if me and you are,
I'm thinking of what you're saying basically.
If me and you are a 2-man best ball and we both play our own ball until the hole ends, and I make birdie and you make par, then we'll take the birdie. So that's the better score. But we could both make par. If you made if I made a bogey but you made a par, we would take par. Like you could save your team that way too. But
I think what you're describing a whole lot.
But I think with captain's choice, it's the most simple and the most fun from a team standpoint, especially when you have people with different skill levels playing. Yeah,
I think this wide of a gap.
Yeah,
probably good to have. I like that assortment. I was worried. I was like, dang, whoever gets stuck with me that sucks for them. Feel bad.
But you'll have 3 other people to pick you up, and you may be picking them up. You never know.
The only thing I can semi do is hit a wedge.
Okay. And if that's your strength, then I would focus on just doing that really well.
That's the only club I'm going to bring out there. Now that I know I don't.
Because, like for instance, Max only will be putting because he's having some back problems, and like he's only putting. Like he's not going to bring. He may only bring his putter for all I know.
He might as well. I think that'd be hilarious.
I sent you a gift today, Max. So be expecting that.
Better open that. Yeah, I think that'd be hilarious. Pulling up with like a archery, and it's just a putter in his back.
That'd be hilarious.
Like Robin Hood. He just kind of.
So, I know he'll be putting, but like, yeah, I mean, if that's your strength, then I would just focus on that because I could focus on everything, but in reality, like, I'm going to probably do there's 4 or 5 things you have to do well to shoot well. You have to drive, you have to hit your long irons, hit your short irons, chip and putt. Like, those are the 5 things. There may be more depending on who you ask. But, like, if you can, get out there and like, oh, I'm only chipping well, then just focus on that. Because someone else will probably drive well, and then someone else will probably hit an iron well, and then putting, I don't know if anyone ever masters putting. I don't think anyone really does, but if you just get to a point where you have makeable putts of preferably birdie, but at least par or better, then just do what you have to do to get to that point, and just recognize like, hey, this is what I'm going to be offering today. Just let's work with that as a team and go for it. So
it's going to be interesting.
It will be, and I'm excited because we're going to have some new faces on the trip itself, and it'll be interesting to see how the chemistry works. Because I think Sean went with a very favorable chemistry. Because I know him and Luke are close, and him and Mac are close, and him and Graham are close. So I think, along with skill set, I think he went with the chemistry route.
You got a good, solid team there.
Because, like, just personal opinion, I think Sean David's the best player going in from an individual standpoint.
No offense to Luke, who we had it, but I'll have to put Sean David. I've only played with him. I've played with him once.
Like I just want to play with it, see how I feel like I'll go out there and be like, okay, just make another 10-foot putt. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
It's fine.
I wish I could do that consistently.
Yeah.
But like I don't think him and Sean Forster have the chemistry, and that may be a reason why he didn't pick him.
I don't know. You got a solid team there.
I agree.
Between Luke and Graham, you can get
He could have easily picked.
You got to drive in mid game pretty solid. I don't know
Right.
Sean's,
So
but I imagine one of those can putt. So that's a pretty solid all around team. For playing the actual course, how are the tees gonna? Are we gonna play like your team starts at one hole and then the other team starts?
So
are we all?
Yeah, we'll all start on one after another.
Mhm.
We'll all play the white tees, which is kind of like your average tee box for everybody, just to make it fair as possible for everybody.
Yeah.
I'll play the white, and then we'll just go after one after another, and we can dictate who
Draw straws for.
what team starts, and then after that. But as long as we get the teams, I think we can just
Figure out how to make the rest of it work.
Yeah. So, but I think the Rock is going to be a very interesting golf course to play. It's similar to Paris Mountain. Obviously, you're going to have undulations with hills and valleys and such. The signature hole, number 8, with the waterfall to your right. This will be a really cool site for those who have not played the course.
As a golf course explorer, I'm pretty excited to go look
So,
over
because
there.
the Rock is kind of all you have hiking trails and all that. So, it's a unique place to explore if you're not golfing, but you kind of get a very scenic environment when you play the Rock. Not only on the front, but on the back too, because it has markers of what things are, and kind of like a historical landmarkers, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
the Rock does. So.
That's very cool. For the MVP or the green, is it the green jacket? Isn't that?
So so the very first time we played, obviously we did not have an MVP to present anything to, because we had the first one, which was Drew. Last year when we went to a place called Carolina Tavern for our Champions Dinner. I'm not going to refer to it as that anymore, just because I don't want to. It's about celebrating everybody, not just one person, to me. But
They don't get their moment.
well, they get their moment after the fact. They'll do I'll give Graham a chance to do a speech, but whoever wins this year's will do a speech Saturday night before dinner. If that makes sense.
Okay.
But I wanted to do a jacket, kind of going forward, and Drew is gonna have the only one to date. It's a burgundy jacket, and it's 2 sizes too small, so he's he looks ripped in it, but it's just too small for him. And
Big guy, little coat.
pretty much, and I decided I just think I'll just have the trophy, and then be more of a I'll do gifts and going forward and such. For instance, Graham's gonna get. Some people are gonna get just a single ball, but I'm gonna make sure the former MVPs will get a full sleeve of those balls. As a kind of just hey, you earned this.
Just spitballing ideas here, but you could get them a golden coin or poker chip.
Yeah.
As their ball marker. Is there?
I'm gonna continue to do gifts.
I think that would be interesting.
Kylie has not enjoyed my spending habits with these gifts, so I'm gonna have to cut down to 1 gift a year going forward. But
I think that's reasonable. That's much more than
it's not as this was not as much as you think it would have been, but it was
It's still significant, and you've already planned all the other stuff.
So I'm gonna do 1 gift a year, and maybe it's a gold coin. Maybe I don't know.
I think that'd just be cool for the winner to that way who was a champion or previous champion.
So Drew will get his, since he won't be going, he'll get his stuff kind of separately, and I'll make sure that Dylan DeCosta gets his stuff in the future as well. But Yeah. So going forward, so we have this trophy,
Mhm.
which if you've gone on the Instagram page, you've seen the trophy, and on the site it has the past winners. So the trophy will be on site, and we'll make sure
Boxed up, guarded by Mel.
pretty much, yeah. And that'll be just like a site. Whoever wins can hold up the trophy afterwards, take pictures and stuff, and then I'll have to order a new plate to put on the side. And, but I think overall it's gonna be it'll be unique to add names onto that trophy going forward.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Stanley Cup almost, where you keep just etching, keep it going. That's pretty cool. It adds to the history of.
Yeah, I think it gives it a little bit of tradition, which I enjoy. And the trophy was rather cheap, actually. I mean it's good quality. It's not like like it falls once and it'll break, but like it's for what it is. I got a pretty good rate. So
Take a score.
it'll be fun to continue to add names for sure. So, I just hope it doesn't get to a point where like the same person keeps winning each year. Like I want to have variety, and I know that you can't always plan that way, but
You gotta applaud the dominance. You can't.
like I don't like Graham won it last year, so Graham will get like a sleeve, and he'll get different he'll give a speech and stuff, but he'll I want to make sure like he doesn't like just consistently just win it over and over again.
You gotta add to. Well, you got some tougher competition.
He does,
now this year. He's upped.
It hurts me saying like I want to think I'm the best one going, but I know I'm not, and I know like that's like doesn't always matter, but like it's a mental thing. Like prove people wrong. And,
you could be the out of nowhere the underdog MVP.
Yep. I think I mean with the MVP odds, it's interesting because Sean Forrester has put himself in prime position to win. But with how the MVP odds are different from the power rankings in the sense of you don't have to be the best player to win MVP. Like really, it comes down to the way the MVP will be decided is the winning team will get together and they will vote within their team. So only 4 people are voting, and they vote on an MVP of the team, and you can't vote for yourself. So like if me, you, Sean, David, and Cross are on a team, like we can't vote. Like I can't vote for myself. You can't vote for yourself.
So one person at least has to vote for.
Correct. And you can. I mean, you can still technically tie that way, but I think most people like after a round, like who carried the team or who made like a very crucial shot or putt or whatever. And
right.
So once that's decided, they kind of announce it as a group, and then they we celebrate them. And it takes about a month or 2 to get the new thing in and put it on, update everybody. So it's gonna be good.
Then they get it have it for a little while. Then yeah, it's gonna be very interesting.
I'll say this too, a little off topic, but we talked about earlier, like me being like very obsessive about this. There's not a day that goes by that I don't at least think about this at some point, and it could be just like I see something on social media where it's like annual golf trip with the guys, gotta make it happen, or like the top courses to have a golf trip. It's like little thing, and then there's some days that, like I think about it maybe all day, maybe half the day. Like I can't explain to people how excited I am for this, because it's something like in a weird way it's like it's giving me the drive to get through the year. Like faith, family, Kylie, and this golf trip, like that's like the 4 I can like think of. Like that's what like I have a purpose to get through the year. Like I can see something like I'm working towards. Like
well, it's like a fun hobby that you really enjoy, and you're bringing together all these people to go do this activity that you planned out and made for everybody. And
the best part of this trip will not be the golf whatsoever. No matter how well I play, no matter how many good shots I hit, the best part of the trip is going to be the night before when we're all together, hanging out, reminiscing, and like like I'll take a step back and just take it in for a minute, because it's like that. As you get older, that does not happen often, and like we don't get to see each other as much as we would like, and we don't get to see some people in a while that we'll get to reconnect with. And I just want to make sure like people understand like this does not happen easily. Like you put in the work to get here. All of us put in the work to get here. So like just don't think of like I want to go play really well. I want it to be like I'm here to have a really good time, and if I play well, then that's just the cherry on top, because we get to have a good time on Friday night, and then on Saturday night with the really good college football that's going on, because that's the other thing you kind of have planned around, because South Carolina plays at home versus Tennessee, which will be a really good game.
Will be big.
Clemson will host Virginia Tech, so James Franklin will be going to Clemson for the first time as the Virginia Tech head coach. I believe Ole Miss and Texas play that weekend, which should be good. There's another good Big Ten game that I'm blanking on. There's some Georgia fans going. I know Georgia's on a bye, so they won't have anything to worry about that weekend.
I'm sure you got some other SEC matchups in there that are.
There's gonna be some. It's gonna be very.
It's the unexpected games that always get your attention, though.
Like the other thing is on the golf trip, there's always been an upset of some kind. So like the first year was Vanderbilt beating Alabama, and then last year on Friday night, I remember all of us sitting around that Friday night watching Virginia beat Florida State. Like we watched like the greatest field storm that's ever happened. Like it was very, very like it seemed like they talked about that, and I don't know how you talk about that with a bunch of people at once, but like that's what I remember, like the field storming. So like there's been an upset, at least one every golf trip. So I'm sure there'll be another one.
Be curious to see who it comes down to now.
Yep. So
calling a shot.
But no, I'll be able to make people my chicken dip, which I'm very excited about. I think a lot of people are friends with me just because of the chicken dip at this point, because people they always ask about it if I'm hosting something or doing a trip. Like, hey,
is it going to be there?
I need to know. Just let me know. Are we having chicken dip or not?
Yep.
And once I confirm with people that there is, okay, we're good.
I'll be there. I'm actually in.
No, I think just the overall fellowship with people is going to be the best part. And I hope to play well, obviously, but I'm not like going to like sit there and like worry about playing well or not. Because I think if you have a good mindset, you'll play well anyway, personally. But
not a bad idea.
So there's not a day that goes by that I don't at least think about this at some point. And maybe I'm a little crazy about that, but I think, like I said, if you don't plan it and you don't think about it, it won't happen.
Well, I think it's good to have I don't know, an obsessed hobby almost, and that seems, this is very much your hobby. You're not quitting your job to full time be the coordinator of the Grand Old Golf Trip, but it is a very fun hobby that brings together a lot of people. There's just a lot of positives to it.
I'm just very blessed that I have the health and the mind and the soul to do it, and I'm glad that there's other people that have the same characteristics that want to be a part of it and will take time out of their lives. Some of us are married, some of us are about to have kids. Do I expect every single person to be on every single golf trip? No, but I think as long as if I can create a weekend that people can step away, not in a bad way, but just in a way like can just like resets and like you just don't have to think about anything but the moment itself. Mm-hmm. Like that is also why I plan this, to make sure like people can have a fun weekend of golf and fellowship and all that. So
I think everyone will have a very good time there.
I hope so.
I think there's going to be a lot of connecting and reconnecting going on. Mm-hmm. I am curious because you mentioned having this idea out for 5 years. Mm-hmm. Do you have a vision for what you want it to be like?
Oh, absolutely, I have a vision for it.
You want to dabble on what that?
You want me to get the list out?
Yeah, let's get the list out. I'm curious about it.
So,
I'm just glad that you have this like as your I think it's interesting because it combines all the positives of friendships, fellowship, and all that, but also getting able to use like your creative side of making like the hats or making the poker chip and designing a logo and stuff like that. So I think it's just a good blend of things to do.
So I'll take us out to 2030, if that's okay. You know, I mean, I could go further, but I want to.
That seems pretty good.
I want to leave it, leave it some in interest.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously 2026 going to Pickens at the Rock golf course. 2027, as of now, the plan is to go to Charleston, South Carolina, and play at Stono Ferry. If I had to pick dates now, it would be October 1st through the 3rd. It would just, obviously come down like, again, weddings, birthdays, stuff like that.
Right.
2028, we would be going to what was my favorite golf course, which I'll tell you what my favorite is here in a minute, which is Conacy Falls in Brevard, North Carolina. It's about an hour from downtown Travelers Rest. So still close enough to where you don't have to travel too far, but far enough that you're kind of like, you feel secluded in a way.
It feels like you're not at home anymore.
Correct. And it's such a beautiful, not only golf course, but just location up there. We would do that September 29th into October 1st. So
first week of October is pretty much better be looking at.
Yeah. So that would be 2028. 2029 would be going to my favorite golf course now. I got to play back earlier in the month of July, which was Caledonia. That's in Pawleys Island, which is probably 30-45 minutes south of Myrtle Beach. It was by far the nicest golf course I've ever played. And I know there's probably nicer ones out there, but I haven't played them. So Caledonia has a very special place in my heart because I got to play with my dad for the first time, and I shot a personal best there for the first time playing the golf course and shooting a personal best is pretty incredible. So I think people would be blown away by just like the scenery. Like with Augusta, you're driving up to the clubhouse and you have the trees on each side, and like that's a very like iconic view. With Caledonia, you make that drive twice as long. And on the side, and the trees on the side are moss trees, so they're kind of hanging like it's very like, whoa, this is different.
It's got a very personal like aesthetic to it.
Yeah,
like you understand you're there.
So we would, again, can change, but October 6th through the 8th. So I've learned with our group like earlier in October would be better. Not when you don't include birthdays or anniversaries. Obviously, there's probably will be weddings that may
happen.
Yeah. And then rounding out 2030, I'm going to try to go back to the place where it should have started, which was Lake Lure. Go there, Rumbling Bald. And that would be October 4th through the 6th. So
that'd almost not be bad to put that as your 5th year anniversary and move that.
Because I think the 5th year would have to be I think it is going to be a 5th year as of now would be Conacy Falls, and I'm trying to ease everyone into like, obviously there's a financial aspect that people have to put in, so like I'm trying to ease everyone into that like to really enjoy something, especially a golf trip, like you're going to have to put down a little money for it.
Yeah.
But if you can, ease people into doing that year after year, then it kind of makes it not as bad. Because it's like, if something was $200 this year, and then like the next year it's only like $275, well, it's not only $75 difference. And then that year after that's like $350. Like, oh, that's not a big difference. So, I mean,
gradually move on.
Correct. And obviously with people kind of getting settled into full-time jobs, and will continue to get raises and bonuses and stuff like that. Like it's
it would make sense to gradually increase it more.
Correct. But yeah, that's kind of how I see it as of now. It's just, again, it can change, and you never know what life holds. But I think it's good to have a plan, especially that far out, and trying to kind of see who would be interested. Like, if you could get to that 30-person mark, who those 30 people would be. How would they fit in with our crew that's already here and stuff like that, and can they travel and can they do this and that. So,
would you try to push past that 30-person, or is 30-person kind of like?
I think
a hard cap.
I say I would like to have as many as possible, but I think obviously like there would be a limit, and I don't know what that limit would be. It might be 30, it might be more, but I think we would eventually have to, cap it.
See, 30, I feel like could get in. If you invited, you'd have to invite more than 30 out. Well, whatever. Let's just say you have 30 people there. Yeah.
And on top of that, you would have to make it make sense with like the tea times.
Well, you can almost tea time for the whole day, and so you have like a morning crew that plays, and it's kind of like you get to watch the afternoon, like when you're sitting there waiting and like holding on to your win.
You couldn't have foursomes with 30 people. That would then create like you would have 28 people would make the foursomes, and then you have two others. So you could do like threesomes, or you could split it up into like two. Like you could do it
3 or 10 teams of 3.
Yeah. So, but again, that's just things to think about in the future, and whatever people. I want to make sure people are okay with the format and how we do it too. So
I think it's a lot more. I was more worried as someone that's not good at golf of how it was going to be, because in my mind we're going to have to we're all playing like our own individual score. But the idea of how you're deciding the captain's choice idea of where everyone's kind of hitting and you're taking whoever's the best. That makes it a lot easier to play than I feel like if you're playing it like
right.
Because otherwise it's like, all right,
unless you're like a 15 handicap or below, I think we can do it that way. But I know not everyone's at that point yet, and maybe everyone will get to that point eventually. I just think that for it to be as enjoyable as possible at this point right now, I think Captain's Choice is the best.
That's a good format. I think if you did get to those larger groups, you could split it up even more, where there's people that just want to go play and don't really care. Like they're just there to have fun and shoot around, and then there's the more competitive.
Because you have some people that like if you play a very nice course and it costs over $100 just to play, like some people would want to play their ball, which I understand, I get. And I'm not against playing my own ball by any means. I just know like not everyone may feel that way, and I don't want to make people do something they don't want to do. Because that's not what the trip's about. The trip's about having fun and fellowshipping and stuff like that. So
yeah,
but
I think it works out best for everybody. I think until you have it to where you have like very honed in teams that are all pretty matched.
Yeah.
I think it would get tricky.
Yeah, that's true.
To do it. So it's gonna be very interesting. Did we talk about the logo at all?
No, we have not. Oh yeah, we almost forgot about the logo.
Flip it around.
So last year when we went to Myrtle Beach,
with the little dog on the front there.
We had 10 of us, 10 or 11 of us, and we ended up having Josh Gibson, who's going to be on all trips as of this year, and I didn't know he was bringing his dog, and his it's funny because I didn't know his dog, and B, like I said, didn't know his dog was coming, so I walked in and he come up, very sweet dog. He's a little awkward at times, which I love because I can be awkward at times too. But like if I ever meet a dog or anything, I'm like, hey buddy, how's it going? And just whether it's a dog, a cat, like, hey buddy, how are you? And it's like, what's his name? His name's Buddy. I go, oh, I got his name right off the bat. And I was like, the day I got back from last year's trip, I texted, I was like, hey, do you think it's possible that we can include Buddy going forward? He was like, absolutely. And, he's kind of someone, like, he's going to be there, and I just think it's really cool, like, we can include, an animal like that, and, he's going to be able to be around and, say hello to everybody, and just, like, I'm sure he will be part of some memories that take place, and I'm just really thankful that
be a team mascot.
Be a mascot. I'm just thankful that Josh brought him, and I'm hoping that he can continue to be on every trip that he can, and I mean, as someone who loves dogs, I think it's really cool to include someone like Buddy. And I thought the logo came out great. I had our girl, part of creative designs at the Greenville Drive. Her name's Nicole Paff. She helped me do like the very small details of both logos. Actually, I kind of had the general idea, and I did like 95% of the work, but she's the one that like went in and made sure everything was perfect. So I thank her for that. And obviously, I think she did a great job, and I think she really, the part that I couldn't was his specific like black spots on his ear. Like I just couldn't get that perfect, and she was able to do that.
Yeah.
From pictures that Josh sent me, and I think it's just gonna be really cool to, like I said, include him going forward, and I think he's gonna be just a big a part of the memories as anybody else.
It's always fun to have a dog logo. Something about it's just
because most golf, like I think of it as like a golf course, like the main one is like the primary logo, like the one you see like on the website, and then like if you want to get gear, like for instance, Caledonia has like a duck as their, and then like Sono Ferry has like a cannon because Sono Ferry was part of a Revolutionary War battle, like that was fought on the golf course, which is pretty cool. But like their secondary logo is like a cannon, and they have a cannon out on the golf course. But that's how I kind of wanted to go about making the designs, and obviously like they came out really well, and I'm glad I get to include them not only on like hats but koozies and poker chips and baseballs, or not baseballs, golf balls and such. So it's gonna be really cool going forward to see what other cool items I can come up with.
Are you gonna drop like a merch store after?
If people wanted, but I mean, I want to make sure like I want to make it also in a way like the Masters, like you have to be there to get it. In a way, like I think that would also make it unique.
Yeah.
Because after October 25th, like we're gonna walk away and be the only people on the planet with these hats. And I know some people may just keep them just to say, hey, this is from the golf trip. Like I'm never gonna wear it, but like I'll wear my hats going forward because I think they're cool hats. So.
Your hat will make it on the shelf. I'll
perfect.
tell you. I'll put it on the spot.
So
I'll probably put it in the middle somewhere. It'll get a special spot.
Perfect.
It'll get up there. It'll make the shelf. No worries.
I mean, you got a good collection going so far, man.
There's a bunch of stuff on there.
So
there's a lot of things.
I like the
planning to add more. I'll definitely add this, just because I think this is I just think this whole idea is very cool, and so I'm appreciative of you actually taking initiative and making all of this come together. And
I'm just happy that people want to go on the trip as well. Yeah. I'm glad that they want to have a weekend of fellowship and golf and everything in between. So I'm just appreciative of people that are going. So and I'm glad when Drew wasn't able to go once he found out that he was having a kid, that's when I called you. I was like, hey, I know you said you haven't played a lot, but I don't think that really matters when it comes to this. Like I want you to be there and be a part of it, and you were absolutely. So.
I'm honored. I'm honored to make the cut under this.
And who knows? You may be in a position to win MVP. You don't have to be the best golfer to win the MVP.
Yeah, we will see. We'll find out. That would be quite. If I was betting, I would probably not put my money on myself, but it is possible.
Yep.
It is 100. Anything's possible.
The betting odds will kind of stay the same because I don't know who's on whose team. The power rankings is based on individual who's playing the best golf as an individual, but the betting odds will probably stay the same as far as now until like I may try to put them out like right after we find out who the teams are.
Are you gonna make any prop bets or anything that we?
So, and another thing about the betting that I want to mention is so what we wanted to do was have a really cool thing with First Tee of the Upstate, which is a nonprofit organization that kind of teaches the kids in the community like the game of golf, but also life lessons as well.
Yeah.
And I'm not, with, like the betting odds are not really betting odds. It's more if you put in a donation, you tell me who you think is gonna, like the prop bets, like total birdies, total eagles, total bogeys, stuff like that. Like, you just tell me what you think is going to happen, and all the money's going to first team as a way to just, like, as part of a local organization, like, to help out and make sure that money goes to good use. Because I don't want money to be part of, like, the
driving factor.
The driving factor. But I want to make sure, like,
I think it's good
if
to
people that are not part of it want to be a part of it, that's their way that they can be a part of it.
I think it's a good cause to have, like, some charitable organization donated to you, and
and there's been really good feedback from a lot of people about it. So I'm happy to help out and make sure that if people want to donate money and place odds and stuff, then they can do that. So
it's great.
You will not win any money back if, when you do place these odds, you're just donating money, and then that's it. But I think overall, like I said, I think it's for a good cause, and I think people will be able to realize that money is going to a good organization with First Tee Upstate.
I think so. I think it's nice to have something tied to it. If not only are we're all hanging out, but you have a good cause behind you.
Absolutely.
That you're getting to go play for. You can't say that too often.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm playing golf for charity.
Yep.
I'm doing it for everybody else this weekend. It's not all for me. That's what it's about.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm very excited. I think this might be a yearly.
I hope so.
Podcast that we can do.
I hope I can include as many people as possible going forward, and I'm really looking forward to see what the future holds with the dynamics and everything changing from like people getting married and having kids and starting families, and if there's a way that we can include everyone just for a weekend a year to do something like this, I think it's important, and like you can get yearly updates from everybody, and obviously get to play golf. So
what more could you want?
What more
could you want?
So,
well, I appreciate you doing this again.
I appreciate you having me back. I hope I get to come back in the future.
It's always a blast. We can do we need to set something up. We gotta get on the calendar. Do something during college football. I want to have a good college football episode eventually, so we'll have to.
Well,
have to set up something somehow.
I love talking football, and I'm more than happy to think I know what's going to happen. So
everyone does. Everyone loves the appeal. I really want to get one of those like lunch table conversations going where you're all just arguing on top of each other. I don't know how to exactly replicate that.
Please sign me up if you do, because I would love to be part of that.
But I think that'd be very fun.
So
yeah. But thank you for doing this.
Thank you, sir.
What's the Instagram is?
The Instagram. I'll make sure it's.
I'll tag it also in the post.
It is Grand Old Golf Trip and underscore between each word. So.
There we go.
And there'll be more, more posts coming this month and beyond, and obviously the page will continue to grow, and be cool to see how everything updates. But Grand Old Golf Trip on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, we are excited for it. I'm appreciative to be a part of it, and can't wait to finally get there.
I can't wait for it to get here either, my friend. So.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.